What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
And today on The Great Debaters, we're going through a great posse cut that often doesn't get discussed, so we're going to get into it. The Great Debaters, y'all. Alright, Amir, so we've talked about a lot of top threes lately, but this time what I want to do is talk about the best verse on N.W.A's Parental Discretion Iz Advised. This is a song, like everything on Straight Outta Compton, I think is great, but this is a song that I think doesn't get a lot of discussion, and it's the intro to most people of the D.O.C, which for that reason alone it deserves to be mentioned in detail and discussed. Because some people, including myself, hadn't heard the N.W.A and the Posse album allegedly when it was released in '87. I heard this first, and then I got the N.W.A and the Posse album later. So this was actually my introduction to the D.O.C as a rapper, and then I got to hear him on the Feel It Fresh Crew stuff, which of course was actually recorded first, but anyway, that's that. So, Amir, for Parental Discretion Is Advised, what do you think with the first verse from the D.O.C?
This is also my first time hearing the D.O.C too, so we're in the same boat there, which is rare. I feel like you usually are in complete order and I'm like catching up, so we're on more or less kind of the same playing field in that regard. D.O.C, man, I love this guy's voice and his flow a lot. Like we've talked about in other videos, particularly like when discussing like No One Can Do a Better album, I think his flow is remarkable in his voice. And he's also not from California, so maybe that I'm sure it definitely does influence that, but for some reason I really like his cadence and everything about it. So hearing D.O.C just coming off to start it is amazing, whereas in other posse cuts like the grand finale, he finishes it. So I like how this is kind of different. And D.O.C is just, I think if I recall, he has like one of the shorter verses on the song too. And it's funny because, in my opinion, I think he has one of the stronger verses. It's just so potent. And the D.O.C is just like the fact that they put him on this track where we get Ren, Eazy, Cube, Dre. I'm happy D.O.C was also in this. We get 5 very talented verses, and this one starts off very well. So, D.O.C, man, big shout out.
I agree. D.O.C with his own version of Lyrics of Fury, kicking it off strong here. And it was just a great intro to the song, and for me as a kid listening to it, I had no idea who he was, what was going on. I was just like, what is this other voice? Who is this guy? And that really got me excited to hear what the D.O.C was going to be coming with. And then, of course, he had a phenomenal, and still has a phenomenal career, and it's just great that he is immortalized on this song before he leads into Dr. Dre. And Dr. Dre coming in with the second verse, as I've said before, I think people forget that Dre is a great rapper and great at enunciation and great at flow and great with his forcefulness and great with his style. Because he is the best rap producer, it's just he gets overlooked for being a potent and far way above average rapper.
Oh yeah.
And it's this is another great example because we have people like Ice Cube and D.O.C and MC Ren who are looked at as great rappers, and the Dr. Dre performance, verse, lyrics, everything is of the caliber of all the rest of them when he's right beside him on a song like this where it's a lyrical exercise. So to me, Dr. Dre, as usual, just demolishes this song as well.
Yeah, and to touch upon that too, I think they is just such an intelligent group. I think that they really know that the weapons they have at hand, and they know that just putting every single person on a song doesn't make it special. If you have like, in this case, we have 13 songs on Straight Outta Compton. If you had each song had all 5 4 members and then the D.O.C sprinkled in, it would make it as special. But then they carefully choose who to put on what over what beat and whatever. And I think Dre does super well on this cut too. And also his flow where he's like psycho, like no other motherfucker, so step to me wrong. So it's like he knows, like he said, he's like Soren said, he's a great rapper and he's a great producer, so he knows what sounds great where and why and whatever and what instrumental to have and effects. So I think Dre does very well in this song too, and his flow is excellent in the lyrics that he wrote and other members wrote too. Great too.
And then we get to
Ren.
one of the most underrated rappers of all time, MC Ren, and one of my favorites, of course. Shout out to MC Ren as always. But Ren just comes through like, I'd say the D.O.C and Dre are doing it, but then Ren comes through like he's got a machine gun and just like annihilates it. And he's got so many punchlines and witty wordplay, and he's like going faster, I think, than them really. And it's like he just shows why he's the ruthless villain, man. He's just an amazing, great rapper that is adept at writing a story, as he shows throughout N.W.A. He's great at doing freestyle type of rhymes, braggadocio, like he does here. He's good at doing them fast. He's good at doing them slow. He's good at doing them without profanity. He's doing them with profanity. He can write a song about sex. MC Ren is phenomenal, man. You all need to pay more attention and listen to more of his music as a solo artist in particular. So
when it comes to power and power steering, it's like he's so good, man. And if there was a trophy involved, win it. He's saying this with such confidence. Like, this is just, man. Ren is just. I'm so happy that he was in the middle of this song too, because he is really, like you said, he sped it up a little bit. He was doing the punchlines there, and then it's just like, I love how there's not even like a chorus to separate these people. They're just letting them all go.
Right.
We get Doc, we get Dre, we get Ren, and then Ren sets it up perfectly for Cube on the next verse, which Cube, it's all interesting too, because for some reason I think the way that all their voices are and the way it's going, like from D.O.C to Dre, etc., I don't know why. I think just the difference in their voices too is adding just even more flavor to this song. And I think Cube's voice is just so different from Ren's, the way it goes, and then just the way he starts off his verse is slower. I mean, what is known as a bandit, he got handed to, it's just so different. And then he goes and he's talking about what he's talking about just so effortlessly, and then he's talking about, rattlesnakes, and Cube's verse is very strong as well, and just the things he's saying too. It's and it's interesting too how they all kind of have different approaches to what they're saying, and then we'll touch upon that on Eazy's verse, I'm sure. But I want to hear what Soren thinks of the Cube verse.
Well, the "Get me mad like a snake and then my tail rattles" is my favorite line of Cube's. And it just shows again his precision as an artist and as a supreme lyricist to be able to take these things visually and apply them into a song and do it at a highest level, man. So Cube, again, one of the best, the super elite rappers of all time. And I think as time has gone on, people forget or don't acknowledge his potency and his power as a rapper, and Parental Discretion Iz Advised is just one of hundreds of illustrations of why Ice Cube is phenomenal and one of the top 5, period. Dead, alive, East Coast, West Coast, doesn't matter what it is. Like, Cube is that guy.
I thank you.
Yes. And then we get to the mastermind Eazy-E ending the song, and to me, as I've talked about in some of our other Great Debaters episodes, Eazy-E has that, to me, the super winning blend of gangsterism, humor, sex, violence, madness, comedy. Just he's like a hilarious component of what N.W.A was. So, what do you think of his verse, Amir?
And yeah, like, you know, we get Cube with his formula, we get Dre with what he's saying, Ren, whatever, and then Eazy takes like a whole different approach where he brings in like the sex aspect of it for whatever reason, you know, and it fits in with the Parental Discretion Iz Advised theme and just Eazy-E being who he is, but he has like the interesting imagery of rubbing the legs like a cricket. Like, what the hell? Like, he's funny, man. And then if you can deal with the size, but if you can't, Parental Discretion Iz Advised. Like, no one's laughing in the song. Like, there's no like ad libs of people laughing or him chuckling. Like, he's being straight, but it's like it makes the listener laugh. Like, they're not trying too hard. It's just there, and you take it how you take it.
Right.
And Eazy-E is just one of those people, man. One of the funniest people in rap. Even if he's not trying to be, he's just being himself. And Eazy-E, like, his verse is so different, but it's so good. And then also one thing to shout out is like after him there's still like a minute left of the song, and then you get the instrumental building up a little bit, you hear more of a breakdown, you hear the advise, right. You know, and you hear all that, so I think that is also very special. And just because the verses are over, the song ain't over. So
it ain't over.
It ain't over, so exactly. So
until he says shut up, my God.
Dude, and that's
Juicy J.
And that's another thing that's been sampled many times and just borrowed many times. But picking a favorite verse, man, I assume that's the next question at hand. So it's not an easy one, really, and I don't really care what you guys choose. Like in the comments section, choose whatever you like because they're all great. For me, I'm going with Cube. You know, it was tough because like in our grand finale video that we had done, for me too, I thought everyone had just amazing verses, but it was like I picked the D.O.C. I like the D.O.C's verse the best there, and here I'm choosing Cube, and it just shows that anyone can get it. You know what I mean? Like they're all so potent, and they're all in the studio writing these things together, bouncing ideas off each other. I think I like Cube's approach slightly the best. I think just his voice as well over the production and the way he came in when Ren passed him the baton, I thought was also just so effortless. I'm going with Cube on this, but it's a dude.
I'm gonna go with Eazy-E just because somebody that can give you multiple emotions on one verse that Eazy-E does on a routine basis, as he does on Parental Discretion Iz Advised. Like, even though everybody thinks I'm so serious all the time and stuff, I love to laugh. And I think Eazy-E probably per song made me laugh more than anybody in rap. And this song is no exception. Because he's just hilarious, man. Like his voice and his content and how he delivered it, and the fact that, you know, you get all this setup, and like Amir was saying, then he kind of veers off into his own world, his own lane. Lyrically, it was just amazing to me, and I just always laugh and smile and think fondly of this song because of how great the guys set it up, and then Eazy-E just does what he does at the end, which really doesn't have much to do with a lot of the rest of the song as far as just lyrical gymnastics, but he does it in the way that he did it, which involved a lot of funny sex stuff as well as violence and everything else. So anyway, that's my pick, and you guys got Amir's pick, but what do you guys think? What's the best verse on N.W.A.'s Parental Discretion Iz Advised? Hit us up in the comments section. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share to both Unique Access Entertainment and to Rappin And Snackin. Hit us up. The good people at our sites will hit you back. And we appreciate you guys' support as always, y'all. The Great Debaters. I'm Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
Parental Discretion Iz Advised.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles, the streets definitely set the tone of the hip-hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Fab 5 on Yo MTV Raps with N.W.A.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The history of gangster rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of gangster rap in stores now.